So to start setting up your Tholos organization, you first need to sign up for an account. To log in, you can either enter an email, log in with your Google account, or your Apple account. I'm going to log in using my email. From here, I'm going to ask you to enter a verification code. If you go over to your email inbox, you should see an email from Tholos with a verification code. I'm going to enter the verification code now, and I'm going to be logged in successfully. Since this is my first time setting up an account, it's going to ask me to join or create an organization. I'm going to hit create. I'm then going to give my organization a name, then hit continue. On this page, it's then going to ask you to set up a plan. If you look at this table below, you'll be able to see all of the different features each plan has, and you can choose the one that fits your organization. You can also click here to save 18% by subscribing for 1 year. I'm going to choose the enterprise plan. I'm then going to enter my billing details. You can also choose to pay with Google Pay or connect your bank account. Now that I've entered my billing details, I'm going to hit Pay Now. So I'm going to create the organization, and it's done. The last step you have to do here is add the email addresses of the members that you want in your organization. Since I don't need to do this, I'm going to hit skip, and you're successfully set up your organization. Alright, so now that we've set up our organization, let's now go over how to create your vault. I'm going to hit create vault here, and it's going to prompt me to download the Tholos app. What you're going to do is, depending on if you're on iOS or Android, you can scan this QR code or go to these links here and download the Tholos app on the App Store. You can also just go to the App Store on your phone or the Play Store and search Tholos. Once you've downloaded the app and open it, you should see screens like this. I'm going to do this demo using 2 devices. So now all you have to do is log in with the same email or account that you did on the website. I'm going to log into both of these devices now. Okay, so now that we're logged in, we can now start setting up our vault. On this phone here, I'm going to hit create vault, and you'll have to set up a few parameters here. The first being the vault's name. I'm going to call this Tholos Vault. The second parameter you need to set up is how many people are going to be a part of this vault. So for example, in your organization, you may have 10 different people in your organization, but for this vault, you may only want 2, 3, or 5 people. For this vault, I'm going to set this with 2 owners. And for a transaction to be signed, we're going to require that 2 people sign it. This is also referred to as a 2 of 2 wallet, or a 2 of 2 vault, where you need 2 required signatures and there's 2 owners. And just to note, make sure everything looks correct, because once this is set up, it currently cannot be changed. That will be available in a future update. Okay, now I'm going to hit continue. Now that we've set up our vault's parameters, we now need to choose the type of vault that we want. We currently have 2 options, Standard Vault and Flex Vault. Standard Vault means that the key shards that you create are only going to be stored on your organization's devices. It also means that transactions can only be signed synchronously, so everyone has to be on at the same time. On the other hand, when you choose a Flex Vault, it means that Tholos will store threshold -1 key shards on our servers. What that means is that on the previous screen, if you chose 3 required signatures and 5 owners, Tholos would hold 3 -1, or 2, key shards on our servers. And what this allows for is more flexibility and asynchronous signing. That way, you don't all have to be on at the same time. This also allows for use of our policy engine, which allows you to set notional policies. For example, you could set a policy that says any transactions under $10,000 US only require 2 signatures instead of 3. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to set up a standard vault. The setup is exactly the same no matter what vault you choose. So I'm going to go with the standard vault. You can also learn about the differences by clicking this button here and seeing which vault is right for your organization. And just to know, you don't have to create just one vault. You can create a standard vault for your organization's most valuable assets, where you want everyone to be online at the same time and sign all together. And you can also create a flex vault for your day-to-day assets that you're moving and you want policies for. For the sake of this tutorial, we're going to set up a standard vault. Once I've chosen the vault type I want, I'm then going to look over and make sure everything looks correct. You can see here asynchronous signing and policy engine are not supported on the standard vault. You'll have to go back and choose a flex vault if you want those features. And you hit understand and then confirm. And on here, it's going to show you all of the members in your organization. And this is where you can choose who you want to be part of this vault. I'm going to choose my other phone over here, click invite. And now it's going to create a lobby. It's also going to send a notification to everyone in your organization who you invited. And if you look on this phone here, you can see I have a pending action for creating a vault. You can see this is the organization Tholos, and this is the vault's name. I'm going to click join. Once everyone joins, you'll be prompted to verify the owners of the vault. What this means is that everyone on the vault is going to get a unique code, just like this here. And everyone is going to have to send this code to everyone else. So typically, if you're in a group chat on Slack or on Telegram or whatever messaging system your organization uses, you'll typically all send this this unique code to everyone who's a part of this vault. And the reason we do this is for the additional security guarantee of who you actually invited to your vault is the person in your organization. And this is the device that they're setting up with. So you can either share or copy these. So if you hit share, it's going to bring up a menu where you can send this code directly through Telegram or Slack or whatever messaging service you use, or you can copy it to your clipboard. I'm going to copy this, just store it here temporarily. Imagine this is my group chat here. I'm going to put this in my imaginary group chat. And then I'm going to hit continue on both of these devices. And now we have to enter the keys for the other people who are part of the vault. There's only one key in this instance, but you'll have to enter a key depending on how many owners you decided to invite. So on this device, I'm going to put in this owner. You don't have to, you make sure you don't put in your own key. Only put in the keys of the other owners. And it does not matter what order it's in. Okay, once that's good, you can hit create vault keys. Okay, now you've successfully created your vault. And the last part is to back it up. This is a very important step. Make sure you do not forget to do this. You will be forced to back it up, so if you close the app accidentally and you open it again, you will be prompted to back up the file. Okay, so you can give this a name. We give you a default name, and you want to enter a password. This password must be at least 14 characters. And what we're going to do is take your secret share, put it in a file for you. You're going to encrypt this file, and then you can take this encrypted backup file and put it wherever you want. You can put it in the cloud, you can put it on a USB drive, and you can put it, wherever your organization stores secure files. I'm going to enter a password here. Hit I understand. Do not forget this password. Hit save. It's going to give you another warning. Hit proceed. And then I'm going to save this to my files and just save it here. And this device is set up. Do the same for this device. Save this. Save the files. Save. And it's been backed up. Awesome. That's how easy it is to set up a vault on Tholos. Alright, awesome. So now that you've set up your vault successfully, you'll now be able to use the dashboard to send, receive, and interact with your vault. the first thing I'm going to do is send some assets over from our other wallet to our new vault. To do that, you can click the receive button here, and now you'll be able to choose which chain you want to receive assets on. So you notice you'll see Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and a bunch of different EVM chains that you'll have access to here. For now, I'm going to choose Polygon, and I'm going to copy this wallet address, and then I'm going to send some Polygon over to this wallet. Send. Paste the address in here. This is going to differ depending on which wallet you're sending from. For this demo, I'm going to send over some Matic. Hit confirm. Now we're going to wait for this transaction to go through. It takes about a minute for the assets to show on your vault. Okay, and now as you can see, I've received the assets, and I now have 2 Matic in my vault. You can go over to the assets here, and you can see all of your tokens. And in here, no matter what token you send on any chain, you'll have a complete view of all your assets on this page. Awesome, so that's how you receive assets on your Tholos Vault. Alright, now that I've received the assets, we're now going to show you how to send assets using your Tholos Vault. To do that, simply click the send button here. So the first thing it's going to ask is what asset you want to pay with. I'm just going to use Matic here. And the second thing is going to ask, where do you want to send this asset to? You can either enter a wallet address or a contact on your vault. I'm going to enter a wallet address. Paste that in there. And if this is an address that you don't have as a contact, you can also save this as a contact right from the screen. Since this isn't an address I'm going to be sending constantly to, I'm just going to hit send. And I'm going to put in an amount of 0.01 Matic. You can also see here that it's going to estimate what the network fee is going to be for sending this transaction. You can also choose to send this in a dollar amount. So if I want to send, let's say, 10 cents worth of Matic, just put 0.10 cents, and it'll give me the equivalent in Matic. For the sake of this, I'm just going to do 0.01 Matic, hit continue, and it's going to review, give you a review screen here. You can see the blockchain, where it's going to, the amount, the fee, and the total. So the amount plus the fee. Since this looks good, I'm going to hit continue. Alright, so now it's going to create a lobby so that on our mobile devices we can sign the transaction. So you can either scan the QR code if you didn't get a notification for whatever reason, or you can click here to resend it. But if you go over to the mobile app, you should see a notification on every Vault owner's device. So on this phone, I'm going to hit join, and I'm now going to be in the lobby. And in the lobby, you'll see a few things. You'll see the simulation results. So we're going to simulate what this transaction is going to do to your wallet, and we tell you the results here. So in this case, it's going to do exactly what we said, which was send 0.01 Matic, and it's going to send to this address here. And you can see it's a low security risk transaction. And you can see also that we're sending it from the standard vault, and this is the correct blockchain. Yep, Polygon. I'm going to join on this phone as well. And now, since everyone has joined, it's now going to allow me to sign the transaction. So I'm going to hit sign in here and sign here. And in a few seconds, just like that, I've successfully sent the transaction on Polygon. Now let's go over how we can add contacts through our Tholos Vault so that we can easily send assets to wallets we commonly interact with. On the left-hand side, if I click contacts here, by default it's going to show me a list of other vaults that are under my organization. But if you want to add a contact that you commonly interact with, you can click add a contact and start by entering a username for this contact, and then choose the blockchain that this contact is for, and enter the wallet address. You can also add a note for this contact. So if you want to note that this is a certain person or this is for a certain organization, for example, this is my MetaMask wallet, so I'm going to put a note saying MetaMask. And then I'm going to hit add contact, and it's as easy as that. Now, when I want to send assets over to this wallet, all I have to do is go to send, and the wallet address will automatically populate here without having to enter it manually every time. You can also go over to the contacts list, select the contact, and you can send assets this way as well, and it'll populate on the screen for you. And that's it. That's how you use the contact system in Tholos. Whether you want to swap assets, buy an NFT, or take out a loan on Aave, you can easily do that with the Tholos Wallet Connect extension. I'm going to head over to Uniswap and connect my wallet like I would any other wallet. Clicking connect, but I'm going to choose Wallet Connect and copy the link here. You can also, on the mobile app, press the QR code button on the home screen and scan this Wallet Connect URL. But I'm going to click connect here, paste in the URL, hit connect, and just like that, I've connected to the app. Now we're going to do a simple swap from ETH to USDC on Optimism. Do a very simple swap, USDC, and just like that, looks good. Hit swap, confirm swap. Let me try again, there we go. Okay, so now if we go over to my wallet, in a few seconds I'm going to get a notification just like this. And in the lobby, again, we do the simulation result. So the simulation results were that we're going to receive this much USDC and we're going to send less than this much ETH, which was right. So since this looks good, it's on Optimism, this is the correct vault, we're going to sign. And just like that, we've done the swap. Once the transaction confirms, if I go on the Explorer here, and there we go. When you set up a Flex Vault with Tholos, you get access to the policy engine. The policy engine allows you to change how many signers are required depending on how valuable that transaction is. For example, I can set a policy that says any transactions that are sending less than $2 worth of assets only require one signer. To set up a policy in your Tholos Vault, you can head on over to the Governance tab and hit Add Policy. And from here, it's as simple as setting up the policy and submitting it for approval. I'm going to give this policy a name of Low Value Transactions, and the operation is going to be less than. So we have a bunch of options for you here depending on how you want to set up the policy. I'm going to do less than $2 and only require one signer. Okay, now to prevent abuse of the policy, we want to set a policy cooldown period so the policy can't just be repeatedly used over and over again. I'm going to set a cooldown period of 12 hours and submit this for approval. Okay, now all I have to do is wait for everyone else on my vault to approve this policy, and then it can be used for our transactions. If I head on over to my device, I'll see that there is a pending action for a policy creation. And we have the details of the policy here that is being proposed. Since this looks good to me, I'm going to approve it. And if we head on over to the dashboard, if I refresh here, we can now see that the policy will be set to active and we can start using it in our transactions. Now, let's see how this policy can be applied to a transaction. If we send some Avalanche here, send anything less than $2 is going to apply, so hit continue. And as you can see, the policy has applied. We only need one approver for this transaction instead of two. Okay, let's hit continue. Head on over to the mobile app. In a few seconds, I'm going to get a notification. Look over the transaction, it looks good. Yep, that looks right. But the important part here is now we can see the policy is active. If I click this, I can see the details of the policy. And I can approve this transaction. And notice it's only going to require myself to approve, and it'll be submitted on chain, just like that. You can see here, if you look at the Explorer, transaction has been successfully submitted on chain. And that's how you use the policy engine in Delos.